All right, I think it's 11:45, so we'll go ahead and get started, if that's good. All right. So my name is Josh Stanley. I lead our AI sales strategy for AI Companion. And that means is I work cross-functionally across a big group of different departments between product and sales and marketing and operations to be able to streamline the way in which we bring new products to market. What I'm going to talk to you about is how we streamline the way in which you work to be able to improve communications. We're going to focus most of what we're going to be talking about here in the meetings environment, but we'll expand out. Happy to answer any questions you have about some of our other products and what we're doing in that space. Before I get in there, I am going to talk a little bit about some short-term roadmap items, which means these are things that will be coming soon to the Gov tenant. We already have these available inside of our commercial offering, and we'll expanding the Gov offering to be able to include those. So we've been doing them now for over a year. We've fine-tuned them. They just have to go, as you well know, through the process in order to be in that Gov offering. I mentioned my name's Josh Stanley. I lead our sales strategy for AI Companion. I'm going to walk through our journey in terms of bringing these products to market, not just AI, but across the entire suite of products. We'll talk a little bit about some of the challenges likely that many of your knowledge workers are going through today. And then get into some of the things that we're doing with AI Companion to be able to address and solve for those. As you can see, this has been an upward trajectory product map of where we've brought products like meetings and webinar and rooms and chat initially to our FedRAMP offering, our Gov offering, and then have evolved that and expanded that. You could see AI Companion just became available inside of our FedRAMP Gov offering last month in September. But as I mentioned, we've been doing this now for well over a year, and we've fine-tuned the models, expanded on, improved on the quality of which the meeting summary is delivered, the way in which the transcript is used for things like meeting questions and such. We'll get into some of those additional details as well. We do have a booth here in the back. I mentioned we're going to be doing an interview right after this on the main floor, and then at 1:30 we'll be doing a demo of AI Companion and how the Gov offering is able to streamline the way in which you meet. So what does that look like? So a couple of the questions and challenges that many of the workers in the space are feeling is 80% tell us that they're in overload, right? I think, we were going down a path. COVID changed that path. We transitioned heavily towards virtual meetings, and oftentimes the flexibility of that virtual meeting became so nice to have that they got stacked on top of each other. And as a result of that, it became difficult. I almost had to schedule a meeting, be inside of Zoom to be able to get work done. And a lot of that work happens outside of those meetings. So the other thing we're hearing is that they're having trouble staying focused inside those meetings, right? They've got 1,000 things to do. They've got delivery dates. They've got all those things that they're focused on. There's so many easy distractions on your PC. And as a result of it, it's difficult to stay focused inside those meetings. And then we're also hearing that only about half the amount of time for knowledge workers is spent actually doing productive work. That means the other half is doing what you would assume is unproductive work or nothing, right? So what we want to do is maximize productivity as much as possible. And we believe AI is coming at the right time to be able to help people deal with this massive amount of volume that's coming in through these virtual meetings of data, and to be able to use that data in a very intelligent way. So Zoom AI Companion can help address the fact that 90% of knowledge workers tell us that they are and have experienced burnout in the past. We believe that we can help those individuals simplify their workday, improve the way in which they connect and work within their team, and then to be able to enhance your skills as well. So there's some really neat things that I'll show you here in a minute that are helping individual knowledge workers improve the way in which they present inside of these virtual meetings and learn information that's being shared and use that information for that matter. So I want to give you a little bit of a history lesson on what we've done for Zoom AI Companion up to this point and what our vision looks like for AI Companion going forward. So first, like I mentioned, for the last 13, 14 months, we have been using AI services inside of Zoom, branded as Zoom AI Companion. However, in reality, we've been doing AI long before that. So things like virtual backgrounds use AI, transcription uses AI. Like there's so many AI functionalities inside the way in which we communicate across our entire platform. What we're now, of course, is bringing that to market, leveraging generative AI to be able to improve the way in which people communicate. The next stage, and actually we just announced this 2 weeks ago, as generally available in our commercial space, and it will be likely coming in the future in our Gov offering. And what this is AI Companion 2.0. It's the evolution of our product that expands into now bringing many different modes of communication together. So now, if you could imagine a project meeting, maybe I've met 5 times, I have emails, I have chat messages, I have documents about this particular project. I can begin to start synthesizing that information together and then summarizing it in a way to be able to help me become more prepared for my meeting, better utilize that time in the meeting, and then hold my team accountable after that meeting is over, right? And that's the ability to be, again, to be able to bring all of those different communication modalities together in a way that helps knowledge workers better prepare themselves. And then in the future is to be able to use that data to be able to improve automation and improve on the workflows for knowledge workers as well, to be able to automate some of the things that are very manual task-driven today. And that's when we can speed up the process. The simplifying your workday stage is very much about making individuals more effective and more efficient, but it's about making organizations more efficient and effective by automating some of those manual tasks, right? That's when we can speed up the process of business. And Zoom AI Companion was built in a way to be trusted, right? So we were one of the first vendors that came out with AI that says, we're absolutely not using your data in order to be able to train our model. In fact, actually, we don't even give you that option. Right? Other vendors will have you opt out of using your data to train their model, right? We don't think that's fair. You shouldn't have to opt out of keeping your data private, right? So we don't even give that option for our customers, whether you're talking about the Gov offering or our commercial offering. We think it's very important that your data stays your data and you have access to it. What AI Companion is trained to do is to surface that data in a way that makes it easily for you to consume. So gives it to you at the right moment, at the right time, in the right way, so that you can become more efficient and more effective. Right? Another thing that's unique about us is that we're including AI at no additional cost. So this is a big difference. A lot of our competitors include things that are similar in terms of the service, but there's a fee for you to add that service. And as a result, you have to pick and choose which knowledge worker gets access to these AI tools. We restrict that. We don't agree with that. We believe that everyone should have AI. If you're paying for a Zoom account and you're paying for Zoom meetings, you'll get AI functionality that's a part of meetings. If you're paying for the full workplace suite, you're going to get AI across that entire platform, across all of those different products. We use a federated approach that allows us to run multiple models for multiple different things. Don't know what's happening here. Sorry. Can I do that later? Thank you. Started looking for Wi-Fi connection for some reason. I don't think you need Wi-Fi, probably, would you? Oh, you might for the fire. So I'll just sort of expand and let you do that. So ultimately, the ability to be able to use different language models, allowing you to be able to have more services, greater quality of those responses, because not every model can do everything. It certainly can't do everything great. So we want to pick the right model that does the right thing for you and delivers the best possible output for you. And if you're in the commercial space, that allows you to be able to use external models. Being our Gov offering, if you require the FedRAMP approved Gov offering, then that is Zoom hosted offerings, but we will have multiple language models inside of our environment, making it more capable as well over time. And then finally, being able to stay open when you want it to be. So if you want to connect it to third-party services, bringing data in, or to be able to push data out of the system and perhaps like maybe auto-logging documentation, right, storage of certain things, CRM type tools, you have the ability to be able to automate some of those things. Okay, so what is a meeting summary? So one of the first services that we offered in our commercial offering as well as our Gov offering is the ability to summarize a meeting. So we go in meetings all day, every day, and they're back-to-back all the times. And oftentimes when I have to recall the information from that meeting, I'm mixing it up with other meetings that have happened since. So meeting summary is the ability to take that information, every single word that was covered in that meeting and that transcript, and summarize that information in 3 different sections. The first section is a quick recap, which you can see here. And this is giving you an idea of what that meeting entailed. The second section is next steps. It's clearly my favorite is because it's actionable next steps. It's assigned to an individual, tells exactly what the expectation is in terms of what's being asked of them in terms of an actionable next step. And then down below is a topic-based summary. So each unique topic is summarized. So if you only wanted to know more about one specific topic, it's generated there at the bottom. And that can be delivered not only in an email, as you can see here, it can be held in a web portal. So if you want to restrict it down to only have access in the web portal, or restrict it down to have maybe only the host be able to view that, you don't want everybody to be able to see it, or you can have it distributed out to everybody who was in the meeting, or everybody who was in the meeting that works for your company. So there's a lot of controls to be able to ensure that this data stays private. It can also be delivered inside of a chat channel. So in the event that you want to assign a chat channel to that, it can then create and drop that so you can continue the conversation right there in that chat. So in addition to meeting summary, which is available today in our Gov offering starting in September, we have 2 additional offers that are planned for by the end of this year. The first is called Meeting Questions. And Meeting Questions is the ability to be able to access the transcript during the meeting of everything that was said and prompt questions of AI Companion to be able to get information. So the most common use case is maybe I'm running 5 or 10 minutes late to a meeting. Those that are in that meeting don't have to wait for you any longer. They can go ahead and start the meeting. You can come in, you can press the Catch Me Up button, and it just walks you through at a high-level summary of everything that's been discussed up to that point. Ways that I like to use it is the ability to be able to capture action items towards the end of the meeting, for example. I have the ability, and we'll walk through a few examples here. I have the ability, you're not going to be able to see that, but it says what's been discussed, and you can have AI Companion right inside of the meeting panel summarize that information. Another one might be give me some action items of everything that's been discussed and who discussed them. I can ask questions that ask me to give great detail to the information. I can ask follow-up questions, so I can say, tell me more about the campaign strategy we discussed, and it'll go deeper into that one particular topic. And what it's doing is it's using the transcript that's underneath that summary to extract out information that you need that you're prompting it with your question. Right? So very, very valuable. How many times at the end of a meeting you can't remember what you discussed or who's going to do what? You can ask that simple question as you're wrapping up. Agree on the terms. Make sure everybody's aware. It's going to help hold everyone accountable after that meeting is over. Another thing that we are intended to launch here with AI is smart recording. Now, most people have recorded a meeting, and in most cases, it's just the video playback in the content playback. What we're doing now is we're inserting AI into that recording to be able to create some greater intelligence for that recording. So now when you click on the link to go back and play it, you'll see a full searchable transcript, a list of action items that people committed to. You'll see a quick highlights button, which by and large is my favorite on the recording, is it gives me the ability to take what might be an hour-long meeting that I have to watch in playback, and I can watch it in about 90% less time. So I can take an hour-long meeting, watch it in about 5 or 6 minutes, pick up on all the AI-generated highlights, and I can watch them. Right? Very, very nice way to be able to get caught up on a particular meeting. Smart Chapters gives me the ability to be able to see specifically what was covered on a topic-based summary, click on it, and I can go right to that section. I also have what's called My Meeting Coach. One of my newest features here is the ability to be able to take the transcript, analyze that against AI, and provide insights to the presenter. So, for example, talk-listen ratio, longish spiel. These are things that are very valuable for anybody that's presenting, that we can now coach that individual on ways to be able to improve their performance inside of that virtual meeting. Right? These are things that are typically add-on cost for other vendors, and we're embedding them at no additional cost to you if you have a paid Zoom meeting license. Right? And then we want to give you all the controls that you could possibly need in order to be able to deploy it out your way. So this is customizing the solution at the account level, at the group level, so you can deploy it out in certain groups but not others. You can even customize the way in which that feature is presented to your users and how they can use it. You can lock certain controls down that make it ensure that it fits within the company policy. Right? And this is the ability to be able to, again, control the way it's deployed, notify users in the system, ensure that you're fully aware. We have both a commercial and a gov data security and privacy document that we could share with you that walks you through all of the ways in which the system works and supports you. And then finally, when you're in the meeting as well, any users that are not familiar with AI inside of Zoom will receive those notifications letting them know that AI is being used and give you that option to both turn on as well as off the AI functionality for that meeting. Some meetings you may not want to have it on, other meetings you want to have it defaulted on, right, in that case. And this is a snapshot of what that privacy document looks like. Happy to share that with you. We can get your badge scanned and share that information with you if you like. Thank you very much for your time. I know it's quick and fast. I wanted to make sure that you were aware of what we can do today and what we'll be able to do in the near future. What I didn't get into is all the amazing stuff that the rest of our commercial offering can do and all the AI functionality that's there, because that's a predecessor to what we'll be able to do in the gov space. We're actively working on bringing more into the gov. Yes?
Is the AI assistant able to take like actions or anything on behalf of the participants of the meeting?
Today, it's an excellent question. That's one, if you saw on our vision, that's one of our future roadmap items. So today you can execute against, but it requires a manual step of intervention, right? So for example, when that meeting is over, I can go into AI Companion and say, write a follow-up email to everything that was, to all the people that were in the meeting, summarizing the information, laying out action items, letting them know what I can customize that communication. And yes, it can do all of that. You'll need to copy it and actually send it out, right? So there's still manual intervention, but we're getting to a point where we want to be able to automate some of those workflows as well.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I was thinking of things like if you're like having a product meeting, for example, and you're like talking about product features you want to work on.
Yes.
It just like starts creating like a Jira ticket.
So what we did announce at Zoomtopia, which is our user conference, is a concept called connectors. So that is exactly what that's intended to do, is to be able to take third-party software tools, link them into, in the event that you want to, into the automation that's involved with AI Companion and start those workflows automatically. So that is the absolute direction that we're heading. You'll see that first come in our commercial offering because that's the way we work. We bring it out to market. It's great because it allows us to be able to test it, tweak it, improve on it, and then generally speaking, you're seeing, 9 to 12 months later, you're seeing that functionality brought into our gov offering because of the approvals and the steps that are involved. Mm-hmm. Please.
Do you have any like individualized coaching in like say you're in a meeting and like the other participants getting upset by something you said?
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a coach in the background.
Yeah, like real-time coaching. Yeah. So.
Like, hey, like it looks like John's upset. Like here's some going to like calm him down.
Yeah. So what we probably would talk to you about is our Zoom Revenue Accelerator, which is a little bit more a little bit more dynamic in terms of analytics. They don't have a real-time coaching yet. There is desire there, and we're very interested in it. We are doing it in the contact center. So in the contact center, if you're supporting like let's say in a gov space, maybe constituents, a local city, and local constituents can dial in to or chat in or email in, right? We can support that in our contact center solution. We do have the ability to insert AI there to do sentiment and do some things real time, both during and after that meeting or after that engagement, where we can do coaching and prompting, where we can guide them to, say, a knowledge-based article that might answer the question the customer is asking for, right? So yes, we can do that on the contact center side. There's vision and ideal state of being able to provide that inside of meetings as well. That's going to come a little bit later, though. Yeah, good question. Yeah, I like where your head's at. You're thinking about all the future opportunities of what we can do. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Well, we'd love to dive deeper in that with you, right? If you want to provide some feedback, because we want to incorporate customer feedback into the product. We do that regularly. It's one of the unique things about Zoom. So we want to build a product our customers actually want to use. Right? Thank you. Yes? Yeah, wonderful question. Also, what we just announced at Zoomtopia 3 weeks ago is a product called Custom AI Companion. That is likely to come. Thank goodness I showed the safe harbor statement because I got further in roadmap than I thought I would. That is intended to sometime early part of next year, and that is exactly the design of that, is to be able to customize that output. right? So, for example, an accounting firm has a very different need than a healthcare organization in terms of what that summary does, looks like, feels like, extracts. We want to give you the information you want. So yes, that is something we're running internally already at Zoom in a beta environment, and certainly could demonstrate that for you. You're a little further along, I think, than most in terms of the AI offering at Zoom, but happy. Just talk to your Zoom account team, and we can coordinate some time and walk you through the vision of that product, the anticipated release, and then how you'll be able to use it. Yeah. Our goal is to offer AI services, included, right? And there are cases where that doesn't fit within the financial models. It's possible, right? Up to this point, and we do have products today that are add-on. So, for example, the one I mentioned earlier about the contact center, that's an incremental add-on service. We have incremental add-on services, like I call the Revenue Accelerator. I mentioned that as well. Those are heavy AI-focused products that are separate products. To be determined on that. The expectation would be that some of it would be included, but there might be certain things that inherently create cost of goods sold for Zoom that may need to be recouped. So we're still a little early on that, but the vision and the goal is to be able to deliver as much value as we can at no incremental cost. Right? Yeah. A little bit different than most vendors, I think, in that space, right? The way we look at it. Yes? Yeah, the best is probably zoom.us. And when you click on products, there's an AI companion banner at the top. Zoom.us or zoom.com, actually either will take you there. And then we have an onboarding center as well. So if you're considering deploying it out, we have an onboarding center that will guide you through and administrators through the best practices of successfully testing, implementing, and deploying the services. That's all accessible right from that page. So zoom.us or zoom.com, products, and then click on the AI companion tab banner. Cool. I think they're going to kick me out of here soon, so we're happy to. Yes. Uh-huh. Yep. Extract it, yes. Assign it somewhere else, not yet. But so I could take and we got to be careful because sometimes we're going to get into the commercial space in terms of services that are offering. What I'd recommend, actually, Carl's, this is a great segue. Carl's going to do a demo at 1:30 on the showroom floor at the demo stage. Encourage you to watch what he has to show. But I would say talk to your Zoom account team. But we do have the ability with AI Companion 2.0. We just launched that. That's not a part of the Gov offering yet. So it depends a little bit on which version you're on. Where we do have the ability to be able to extract content from chat. So yes, I can have it look through a chat channel, go find this information, extract it out, and present it to me the way I've asked for it. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. We'll be around if I can help you out. Happy to do so. Thank you.